Filoni said that Baylan and Shin's lightsaber colours are odes to Darth Vader's lightsaber colour in the original A New Hope poster, but I think there's more to it, and today I'm going to explore an elaborate theory which I think you're absolutely going to love. We also have some very exciting general updates for the show. Enjoy the video, please be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so. Let's get straight to it. My dear friends, we're almost there. Not too long until Ahsoka, 13 days as of the making of this video, and yesterday, the official Star Wars social media accounts confirmed Season 1 is 8 episodes long. We already suspected this, but now it's confirmed. 2 episodes on Wednesday, August 23rd, and then 1 episode each Wednesday until October the 4th. And as we've heard Dave Filoni say, the episode runtimes vary dramatically, but in the same range as Mandalorian episodes, and yesterday, the same source who told us the runtime for the premiere broke it down by episode. So 2 episodes on August 23rd, and the first one, episode 1, is 54 minutes and 21 seconds in length. Episode 2 straight afterwards is 42 minutes and 15 seconds, so shorter than the first one. And Dave said they followed George Lucas's rule, faster and more intense. He says, quote, "My episodes have actually started pretty long, because I wrote them all for Ahsoka, they are a little different, probably relative to other stuff I've written, like the Jedi from season 2 of The Mandalorian. It's gotta be tight and fast." Those are his words, so every episode is gonna be slightly different in length, but he does tease some are a bit longer, which is so enthralling because it means we might have a finale that is over an hour long, but again, that is just a fan hope. Today, we're gonna be talking about Baylan and Shin, a new theory, one concerning their lightsabers, and a connection to Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and one of my favourite canon books, Master and Apprentice. So this theory concerns the colour of their lightsabers. We speculated after Dave Filoni said there is a reason they are orange and not red, and fans assumed this might have something to do with their Dark Jedi status. But today I'm going to give you a different perspective. What if their lightsabers are orange because they don't use Kyber crystals? Instead, they use what are called Kohlen crystals. I've also heard people pronounce it Kohlen crystals, but that sounds a bit too funny, medical, and a bit unfortunate. First seen in the aforementioned book by Claudia Gray, which takes place before the events of The Phantom Menace. These lightsaber crystals were found on the planet of Pijal and Pijal's moon, and these unequivocally produce an orange blade. Now this is very important because there's more evidence despite the colour. They are also tied to an old Jedi prophecy, one that has direct ties to Baylan's motivations and things he said in the trailers, things they've put out in the promo material. These crystals, which produce an orange blade, were a symbol of the end times, a prophecy that was close at hand. When the Kyber which is not Kyber shines forth, the time of prophecy will be at hand. And what's Baylan been saying? A war is coming. He knows another war is about to break out, even though there is no end time anytime soon at this point in the timeline. Baylan might believe there is, and maybe Ahsoka's position in the Force and what she's about to do and become. But Baylan is right about one thing. The war between Thrawn and the New Republic, and in his mind, that could be an end time. So this could be a connection that Dave Filoni is making between the Kohlen crystals and the end times through Baylan. Maybe him and his apprentice Shin deliberately use these crystals to make the age of prophecy come quicker. And remember that Skull and Hati, the last names of these 2 assassins for Thrawn, were also the names of Nordic mythology wolves, who were waiting to devour the sun and moon during the end times. There is a lot of rich cultural symbolism at play here, and if true, this connects to one of the more obscure canon books before episode 1. In the story, Obi-Wan Kenobi is still a Padawan. Together with his master Qui-Gon Jinn, they journey to the planet of Pijal and its moon to assist in a political dispute. While on their mission, they come across 2 jewel thieves who were on the hunt for Kyber crystals, but they ended up discovering something else entirely, a stash of Kyber crystals that power Jedi lightsabers and other weapons. But these were special. They weren't Kyber, they were Kohlen, known to those familiar with ancient prophecies as the Kyber that is not Kyber, and it's believed there will come an age when Force users will wield it in their blades. And that is a symbol of a new era, a darker era. In the climax of this book, Obi-Wan is forced to use his lightsaber against a Bajal guard, but he's shocked to find out when he ignites his lightsaber, it's changed to orange. In the end, it's revealed that someone switched out the Kyber crystal, hoping to render it useless in combat. Though the orange blade of Obi-Wan is weaker than usual, it's still capable of inflicting damage. But it's worth noting, it cuts through very strongly. And not just this, it flickers, very similar to Baylan and Shin in the trailers. I don't think this is a coincidence, and I must say this theory does hold some weight when you consider Baylan and Shin are already two characters which are very out of the norm for a canon Star Wars show. They're not your typical Force users, as was teased by the actors themselves, and again rest in peace Ray Stevenson, and Dave Filoni when he spoke about the significance of Baylan and Shin. Interestingly enough, if Obi-Wan had been using his regular blue lightsaber, he wouldn't have been able to cut through the Kohlen-powered shield, but the wounds he inflicted on the guard would have been fatal, so it does have a different purpose. Is it possible the villains of Ahsoka, Baylan and Shin, but just to be clear, not Marrok, who I do think is separate despite also working for Thrawn, be using Kohlen-powered lightsabers? And this could tie to their backstory and motivations. Did Baylan spend some time on that planet? And when he took on Shin, did he also make her switch to a Kohlen blade? There's something really awesome about Baylan's appearance, his heavy knighted armor, and not to mention his massive lightsaber hilt. It looks very heavy, very knight-like. That was more of an aesthetic choice, so I don't think the Kohlen crystal is tied in any way to the heaviness of the blade, but it might be. I'm interested in their fighting style though, and it does come across in the trailers as rather hybrid. What do you guys think? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. I've spoken about orange lightsabers before in a Yaddle video, and their meaning generally. We saw Cal Kestis use one, and they've appeared multiple times in the games, but using this in a canon show certainly breaks tradition. Now staying on the subject of Ahsoka, there is something that really intrigues me. Do you remember the other day when they released character posters? We had our heroes, Hera Syndulla, Sabine, Ahsoka, and we had our villains, Morgan Elsbeth, Baylan, Shin. But there were no posters for Thrawn or Ezra, which is understandable, they're probably going to wait for the show to actually drop, and for those characters to appear in the show. But there was also no poster for Marrok. At least at the time of making this video, there is no character poster for him. This is really interesting, because a lot of fans are convinced that in some way, Ezra is Marrok, Ezra turned to the dark side. Now I've been putting this theory off and saying, there's no way. He went through the trials and tribulations in Star Wars Rebels that he needed to. He resisted temptation to turn to the dark. But it is curious, they've not given us a poster for Marrok or Ezra or Thrawn, and I'm still not convinced that Marrok is Ezra. I think he's a new character altogether, the last surviving Inquisitor from the Empire, but why haven't they given us a character poster for him? I think there's a reason they're keeping his identity so mysterious. I'm telling you, there's something more to this, and I've said this before. How did he survive? How did Vader not kill him once upon a time? How did he break through? Has he been in hiding? The last remaining Inquisitor, or so we think, is going to have some very interesting dialogue with Ahsoka, I can just feel it. I think it's a very good sign with Ahsoka. They're not giving us much cinematographic diversity in terms of shots, they're keeping everything hidden. 8 episodes, averaging what we think they're averaging, is quite a lot. And this reminds me of something very similar for Mando Season 2, and that ended up having tons of surprises. And I'm not just talking about fan service, I'm talking about world building and good stories. Taking us to new planets, giving us new landscapes, new concepts, something to get the fandom talking. That is what we really need. So excited. We're now so close. If you want more Ahsoka videos, I have a whole playlist of them. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. May the Force be with you, always.